and welcome back to A Maker's Guide. So, we're all furries, we all like fursuits. They're these wonderful costumes that allow us to self-express and make people happy. I can hear you now. Yes, Sky, yes, I really want a fursuit. But, my furry friend, today I pose the question, are you ready for a fursuit? Now, that may sound silly. Of course I'm ready for a fursuit, Sky. I've been waiting for this moment forever. But there is a lot you need to consider before looking into purchasing one of these wonderful works of art. First of all, you need to ask yourself, are you financially stable? No matter how much you may really want a fursuit, food, rent, and bills come first. A fursuit is no good to you when you're hungry and homeless. This is especially important if you intend to pay via payment plan. It's like having a very, very tiny rent, or maybe a big rent, depending on your negotiated plan. If you're not financially stable, you're going to make it very difficult for your maker to determine their own income, as well as when to make your suit. Plus, making sure you have that excess income to spare will make your life a whole lot easier, even after getting a fursuit. The second question you need to ask yourself is, do I have enough space? Fursuits take up a lot of space. Heads alone will take up a good chunk of cupboard space, and don't even get me started on the tails, feet, and digigrade. I can barely fit Sky in my small apartment, let alone Saffron and Pasito. You need to have a space to store your suit that is out of the sun, in a cool, dry place to keep your suit staying awesome for longer. And no, you cannot substitute a fursuit for all your clothes. Next, you need to ask, do I have basic sewing skills to make repairs? Even suits from the best makers pop seams from time to time, and if this happens at a convention, you need to be able to fix it on the fly. And also, so you don't have to do this. Sky, my hand paw popped a seam, can you fix it please? Sky, my neck's falling off, can you fix it please? Sky, my tail fell off, fix it please? Basic sewing skills are not hard to learn. In fact, I just released a video on basic skills and sewing techniques, so go have a watch, yeah? You should carry a basic repair kit when at conventions. This consists of, at minimum, a needle and thread. But you can add things in like hot glue guns, super glue, scissors, even elastics and safety pins. Then you'll be prepared for any and all mishaps should they happen. Next, you need to take a good, hard look at yourself and ask yourself, have I stopped growing? This is the biggest issue when it comes to younger furries buying fursuits, as even with mini partials, it's 100% possible to grow out of heads or paws. You need to make a judgment about whether you will grow out of this $2,000 piece of art before you have much time to even wear it or not. And you also need to keep in mind that it may take a while to get your suit, even after sending off your duct tape dummy. And if you gain or lose a lot of weight, you may need to remake your duct tape dummy. Also, another thing to consider is if you wear glasses, your fursuit may not be compatible. This is on a case-by-case basis, as sometimes even with space for glasses, they will still fog up, leaving you just as blind, if not more blind than you were before. Of course, this doesn't apply to all glasses wearers and is determined by the temperature outside, as well as how hot your body will naturally get, and everyone is different. But to be safe, the best way to prevent foggy vision in fursuits is contact lenses. Now, do you have any physical or respiratory ailments like asthma, epilepsy, maybe you have a bad knee, or maybe your body can't handle heat very well? Whatever it may be, you need to consider whether a fursuit would be compatible with it, or have a game plan of what to do if something goes wrong when you're in fursuit. You need to have a handler with you who knows what to do if something goes wrong for you, and make sure they have a game plan clearly set out. Although, if fursuiting is putting your life in danger, don't do it. And lastly, are you prepared for fursuit maintenance? Owning a fursuit is almost like owning a pet. You need to brush your fursuit often, ideally before and after wearing, and wash your suit after every extended wear and disinfect and dry it after every wear. Washing a fursuit takes a very long time, especially when your washing machine doesn't do cold like mine does, or you have airbrushed markings. Washing Sky usually takes me a few hours to do, as my washing machine doesn't have a cold setting, so I have to wash her in the bathtub. Also, fursuits can take days to dry. Not to mention, you should brush it every few hours as it dries to avoid matting. Here's a video I made a very long time ago of a time-lapse of my post-meet fursuit care routine, so you can see just how much work goes into it. This was way back in 2015 when I had Sky version 1. To help your suit last longer, you will need to invest in some kind of sweat protection. I recommend Under Armour, but these can get quite expensive. But I assure you, they are worth their weight in gold for keeping you cool and protecting your fursuit. Speaking of maintenance, you need to make sure you have a place to clean your fursuit. So if you live in a college dorm with only a laundromat and no bathtub, washing your suit may prove a bit of a challenge for you. Fursuits can only be washed in cold or maybe even lukewarm water, so if you don't have access to a large enough receptacle to be able to clean your fursuit, you may want to consider waiting a while until you can have a place big enough to do so. Please don't think you can get away with not washing your fursuit either. Nobody likes a musky husky. So, now that you had to think about all this, do you think you're ready for a fursuit? Or did I miss something to consider? Let me know down in the comments below. This fan art feature of the week is AnikkaEnderWolf, who drew me this massive piece of all my characters together. The determination alone it would have taken to do that is incredible. So be sure to check them out. All their links will be down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of A Maker's Guide. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.